This video is brought to you by Advanced Digital Media Services. An easy practice guide for JavaScript search engine optimization. JavaScript and search engine optimization did not always go well together. Previously, search engines had difficulty crawling JavaScript, and this is why we still rarely see content embedded with it. The good news is that, with updates, Google can now crawl and render this programming language. The use of JavaScript to improve your website's design and functionality always comes with risks. Crawlers often misinterpret content and generate unwanted results. As of this posting, Google and Bing are the only search engines that can deal with JavaScript. While they have the biggest market share, amounting to more than 90%, several other bots are still crawling your page like Facebook and certain search engine optimization crawlers. Most of them cannot handle JavaScript. It makes it difficult to create backlinks to your page or create a sitemap. Although it has been proven that Google can now read JavaScript well, you are advised to use this program with caution. It also takes a lot of practice to perfect the use of JS. Will JS affect your page's loading time? JS websites require rendering by bots so they can be displayed. However, this process takes time. JS sites have higher loading times compared to pure HTML websites. However, with the use of the right tools, you can optimize your loading times. JavaScript events that may affect search engine optimization. Load events and user events can greatly affect search engine optimization. Load event. This is fired by the browser once the site is completely loaded. Bots take a snapshot of the rendered content immediately. Those that were not posted after the load event activates will not be crawled and indexed because JS site content quickly changes, especially for news pages and social feeds on sites like Twitter and Facebook. User events. More events can be triggered via JS after the load event. Common examples include onClick-Events. These are user-triggered, like site content restriction or interactive navigation. However, these are not usually indexed because they happen after the load event. Common JavaScript errors that you must avoid. As mentioned earlier, Google can now render the elements of your JavaScript website after the load event quite well. It can read and index the snapshots similar to a traditional HTML page. However, most problems with JavaScript and search engine optimization occur due to improper implementation. Here's a short list. 1. Indexable URLs. Your website needs a unique URL to be indexed. However, the pushState method that is created with JS does not generate a URL. You will need a server-side URL for every product presented in your JS website for them to be indexed. 2. pushState errors. With the pushState method, URLs can be changed. The original URL should always be relayed to the server-side support to prevent duplicate content. 3. Missing metadata. One common JavaScript error most webmasters commit is the exclusion of metadata. The same search engine optimization standards are being used on JS content. You should always add a unique meta title and description for Google to identify whether your page is a good match for a search query. 4. HREF and SRC. Google requires links that it can follow to find more sites. You must always have links with HREF or SRC attributes in your documents. 5. Create access for all bots. As discussed above, not all bots can handle JS. Adding a title, meta description, and social tags in the HTML code may help. 6. Never restrict JS over Robots.txt. Make sure that Googlebot can crawl your JavaScript. Never exclude directories in the Robots.txt. 7. Use a current sitemap. To show Google any possible changes in your JS content, keep the attribute lastmod updated in your XML sitemap. While JavaScript can greatly improve the functionality of your page, it involves complex processes that are not easy to understand, especially if you are no expert in web development. While you can use some tools to create, edit, or check JS elements on your page, seeking professional advice is better. Let us help you ensure that JS fits perfectly into your SEO strategies. Check our SEO services. Call us now at 877-237-6969. Or email us via info@advdms.com. Or simply visit us at www.advdms.com.